So, Avatar, The Last Airbender. I am coming into this as a neutral observer because I never actually watched the cartoon. Now, I've seen the occasional episode here and there, and I definitely did read up on it before I watched the Netflix version, but, I don't know the cartoon. Which, from what I understand, the show has a very hardcore following, so to some people that could disqualify me right away in any opinion I have on this show, and I completely understand that. That's fine. But overall, I do think this show is well done. Now, from what I've read about the show, the Netflix version seems pretty show accurate. It definitely does seem to have its differences, but that's going to happen from adaptation to adaptation. But in general, it looks like they did a pretty good job. It's definitely a million times better than The Last Airbender from M. Night Shyamalan, the big screen version, which I honestly got about a quarter of the way through, and I turned it off. Now, right off the bat, the Netflix version already has a couple of steps ahead. No, not a couple, like miles and miles ahead of M. Night Shyamalan's, because it actually cast actors of Asian descent as well as actors of Native American descent. Gordon Cormier is our Aang, the Last Airbender, the Avatar, and I think he does a very good job playing Aang. He has, he's over 100 years old because he's got frozen in ice, but he still has, a bit of a childlike wonder to him, but at the same time, the weight of the world is on his shoulders because he's the Avatar, and he's supposed to save the world from the Fire Nation, which took over the world when he disappeared. Kyo Wentio, which I'm probably pronouncing her name wrong, she is our Katara, and in terms of characterization, from what I understand from the show, she is a bit, headstrong, so there is definitely a little bit different here in the Netflix version, as she's not as headstrong. She gets a little bit more so towards the end of season 1, but when we first meet her, she's kind of meek, and I don't want to say weak because she's not weak, but meek, I guess, is probably the best term. But as I said, as the series goes on, as season 1 continues, as season 1 ends, she becomes more of a stronger character, and it's very well done. Ian Ousley is our Sokka, and from what I read in the cartoon, he's our comic relief. And he's a bit comic relief here in the Netflix version, not so much so. At times he's kind of an idiot, which I guess could be seen as comedic relief. But Ian Ousley, I think, does an overall good job playing the character, but it's not exact. Dallas Liu is our Prince Zuko, and I don't know, he's kind of a bitch. He's a little bitch the entirety of the season, and it's not even because he's the villain or one of the villains. It's just because he's a little bitch. I hate his character the entire time. It's my job. I have to do it. You can't tell anybody. It's shut up. But this also features Ken Leung as Commander Zhao, who is a total dick, but god damn it, is he good at playing a total dick. And one person that surprised me, I didn't know was in this, was Amber Midthunder. She is Princess Yu of the Northern Water Tribe, and she is amazing! But I also love Amber Midthunder. Ever since Prey came out, she's been I want her in everything. Not everything, but in a lot of things. I want her in more things, because she was so great in Prey. So, I personally think she's great as Princess Yu. Now, ultimately, Avatar The Last Airbender, from what I've read about the show, it follows the first book overall pretty well. It definitely has its differences, which that's going to happen, but it does it well. Our characterizations, for the most part, I think match up with the descriptions of the characters that I've read about, with the exception of, probably maybe Zuko and Sokka. They're kind of different, and Katara starts out different, but then kind of gets more into her character from the show. The cartoon. So, it's, again, also differences, but it's gonna happen. The special effects are fantastic, about 90% of them, because there are a few moments here and there where it's oh god, but Appa looks awesome. He looks so awesome. And there's moments where it looks so cool. But then there's other moments where it's like, oh god, that is terrible CGI. Let's, like, stop it. Get it off my screen. And the fight scenes, extremely well choreographed. And considering a lot of them are kind of CGI based with the fucking shooting of fire or the whipping of water or the manipulation of air and earth, considering they had to work a lot just kind of going like this and like nothing really happening in front of them because the CGI obviously added later, I think everything is just awesome. Now, coming into this as a neutral observer, I think this show is fantastic. I am very excited for a potential Season 2. They better renew it for Season 2 because I want to see the continuing ventures of Aang and Katara and Sokka and whoever else joins. But what this has made me want to do is sit down and watch the original cartoon, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm 100% going to do that because I did enjoy the live-action TV series, not the movie. So it makes me want to watch the cartoon, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to sit my ass down, and I'm going to do it. But coming in as someone who has not seen the cartoon and is not like super hardcore about it, I'm going to give Avatar: The Last Airbender an A. Did you enjoy the review? Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to get notified when more reviews go live. Feel free to leave a comment to discuss your thoughts on the movie or show, and I will see you next time.